you are running a performance max campaign and struggling with CAC and ROAS, then this video is for you. We'll go through 9 big things that you can change in performance max campaign right now and actually improve the performance over the course of next few weeks. You can choose any one and each can have a big impact on the performance, any one of the 9 settings. Also, it's not that it's context dependent, because I cannot say for each brand which idea will work or which technique will work. You will have to judge it for yourself as to what exactly you should contextualize your messaging to, your ads to. Let's get started with the 9 optimizations. Number 1, avoid starting PMax on a blank account. Let conversions build by a shopping campaign. We would advise at least 30 conversions per month on the shopping campaign before you actually start with the PMax campaign. We have started PMax campaign on a blank account, yes, but whenever we have started that, it has taken at least 60 to 70 days just to break even on the ROAS, and that is across multiple niches, across multiple accounts. So we recommend that if the budget is not there, if the budget is not excess, then don't run the PMax campaign. Instead, start with the shopping campaign, build it out in the best sellers category, then transition to PMax campaign when you have some data, at least 30 conversions per month. Number 2, the structure is super important in PMax and the bid strategy you use. Because what happens is people try to couple into a single campaign a product worth 1000 rupees and a product worth 2000 rupees. And what happens because of that? And they give a CPO of 500, which is very different for a product worth 2000 and a product worth 1000. For a product worth 1000, CPO of 500 means you are expecting a 2 ROAS. Whereas for a product worth 2000, you are expecting a CPO of 500, which means you are expecting a ROAS of 4, which is very different. And hence you need to couple the products which are very similar, and it should have a similar AOV also. It should not be just that, okay, 2 sneakers are similar but their price is 2000, 4000, you couple into a single campaign. No. It should be, AOV should also be similar, whereas also the product itself should be similar, so that the audience is relatively the same, because you are giving audience signal at each asset group level. So audience structure becomes super important here. Bid strategy, if you are using a wide variety of AOV starting from 500 to about 3000, we would recommend you use a target ROAS bid strategy instead of target CPA, because that is very well optimized to give you ROAS on the conversion value rather than getting you a customer at a particular cost, because getting you a particular customer at a particular cost might expose the inefficiency in the campaign. They might be bringing 2000 rupees per customer for a 3000 rupee product and 500 rupees per customer for a 4000 rupee product, whereas there is a lot of inefficiency, and that can only be resolved by either splitting the campaign into 2 parts or changing the bid strategy to target ROAS. Number 3, optimize your Google Merchant Center. This is the first thing we do whenever we are running a performance max campaign, or maybe even if you are not running a performance max campaign, this is the first thing that needs to be done whenever you are running even a shopping campaign, because this is the most underrated, underappreciated in terms of feature to optimize your Google Merchant Center. I have created a dedicated video on how to optimize the Google Merchant Center, from changing title, from changing the description. You can check it out in the channel. You can check it out, Bharat Mavens Google Merchant Center. You will find the video on YouTube. Next, provide personalized audience signal to each. Instead of giving the same audience signal to each of the asset group, give personalized audience signal to each of the products. Say you are having a campaign called shoes, and it has multiple options. It has sneakers also, it has your canvas shoes also. Then give each of the asset group a different audience signal, because it's optimizing for a different set of audience, and hence personalized audience signal always helps. Be it even search theme, audience signal, your data, interest groups, all needs to be very personalized to the asset group and the products you are optimizing for. Number 5, assets must be singular reason to buy the product. Be specific in assets. This is not many people know about this, but whenever you try to give an asset to performance max campaign, try to make sure that the images and videos you give have a single reason to buy the product. It should not be that you are saying about the benefit of the fabric, also the benefit of the customer, the benefit of the social proof also. Everything is included in a single image or a single video. This might confuse the audience. Instead, give a single reason for them to buy. If an image is there, then have a single value prop in that image. Say you are just saying about fabric in that one image. You might have 5 different images speaking about 5 different things, but a single image should not be speaking about 5 different things. It should speak about, single image should speak about one specific value prop or the reason that will convince the customer to buy the product. Be very specific in your assets, be it images, be it your videos, all of the assets. Then move the best performance to your new campaign with higher targets. Whenever you run a performance match campaign, particularly when you have a large SKU or catalog, the problem happens is there are a lot of products which are contributing. The Pareto principle just does come into effect where 20% of the product exposing and contributing to 80% of the revenue. So you will have to start with optimizing your first 20% of the product, filtering out into a separate campaign and giving it higher targets. Maybe not 200% ROAS, you need a 400% ROAS. So that overall account ROAS improves, and hence you actually improve the performance of the whole account itself. So move the best performance to a new campaign. Number 7, prune bad performance. If it is a large catalog, it would be beneficial to check the campaign at least once a week. Check the report of your product report, wherein you look into spends, CTRs, CPCs, and remove all the bad performance. Now, bad performance can be classified into different ways. It can be based on it has spent a particular AOV, or it has spent a particular, say, the product cost is 500, it has spent about 1000, still no purchases. Then also it's a bad performer. Or it can be that CTRs are low, CTRs are like 0.01, 0.02. Then it's also a bad performer. So it depends upon what bad performer you classify as, and it is different for each brand. And some bad performers, some can be bad performers for one brand, while for the other brand it can be the best performer also, because the margin structure on each product is very different. Hence, you'll have to decide for yourself. But prune your bad performance. Look into the product report every week at least, or at least once a month. Or if you are spending high and even the catalog is long, then it's best to look at every week. Number 9, try a new feed-only ads. If you have seen that PMAX again and again they are not working with assets, then try to run a PMAX campaign without any assets, without any logo, without any headlines, descriptions, and try to run it at least for 2 weeks. We have seen in some accounts the performance has improved. It's not always the case, but in some accounts, yes, it does improve, particularly in the cases where there are small catalogs. We have seen that feed-only ads work better. Number 9 and the last one, see the distribution of spend and performance on shopping and display campaign and search. Here, what I am talking about is a Mike Rhodes. Mike Rhodes is a guy who is on LinkedIn. He's a phenomenal guy in terms of Google Ads and scripting. Just search for Mike Rhodes scripts on LinkedIn or even on Google. You will find it. You will have to see the distribution of spend. He actually has created a report where you can see the distribution of spend in terms of in the performance match campaign. Google does not give direct data of what spend is being allocated to shopping, what spend is being allocated to search. You can use the Mike Rhodes report he has generated and see what is the distribution of spend between shopping, display and search, and based upon that you can increase or decrease you can influence the spend level based on the assets you give. If you don't give any assets, then it will be more skewed towards shopping. If you give more and more assets, it might be more skewed towards display and search. So based on the performance of each of the channel, you can optimize and improve the performance. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you for watching.